Thank you. Wow. Everybody here knows who the Bard is, right? I mean, he's one of, if not the, most famous writers of all time. Even if you don't know everything he's done, or confuse Twelfth Night with As You Like It, like I do, you're certainly familiar with some of his most famous lines. Hell is empty, and the devils are here. To be or not to be, that is the question. Do or do not, there is no try. Okay, that last one might not have been Shakespeare, but you get the idea. His works of literary art, his themes of intense human emotion, even his name, are all things we recognize in our world today, over 400 years after his death. People say we overuse his plays, teach him too much in school. This lady doth protest too much, methinks, for this is a writer we should never stop talking about, and one we should always keep thinking about. His words, his lines, his ideas, all of them relevant then, and still hold relevance now. Take Hamlet, for example. That's what's going to be the main play up for discussion. A well-mannered prince from the kingdom of Denmark. Hamlet is everything you could ask for in a character. He's clever and witty, able to disarm you in a conversation as well as Laertes can disarm you with a sword. He's stubborn and strong-willed, able to carry out his ambitions regardless of the consequences, regardless of the opposition, but most importantly, he's human. No better example of a hero can be made than that which relates to the reader. Someone who can bring power and actions to the very thoughts of the audience in an almost telepathic connection. Of course, a good hero is only as powerful as what drives him, and in Hamlet's case, that driving force is revenge. The avenging of his father, murdered at the hands of his own brother. Hamlet, learning this, eventually is banished from his home, his family, and driven away to be killed. It's only when he returns to fight his past, to face his fate, that he obtains the strength to do just that. Now, if this tale reminds you of a certain animated Disney classic featuring a beloved feline protagonist named Simba, you wouldn't really be mistaken. In fact, The Lion King isn't the only story to take up the mantle of being a modern Shakespearean retelling. We can come back to that in a moment, though, after we take a closer look at this whole avenge-revenge theme, and Shakespearean themes in general. Part of what makes Shakespeare's stories so perfectly repeatable and relatable are those very themes they're founded on. Pain, regret, self-discovery, deception, revenge, purity, commitment, unabashed love, unrequited love, any other kind of love, really. These are all such human emotions, such naturally ingrained themes in our mortal minds, that you can't help but empathize with these characters and scenarios as they're presented. Think about any real dispute or injustice you've ever fought for in your lives, or even those you've merely seen or supported. A worker strike, a Black Lives Matter protest, a petition you've signed, or a line of riot-geared police officers you've faced. Coverage of these events on the news, articles written about these crusades, literally any form of media involvement or social activism group call to action. These are the very ideas that Shakespeare espouses, the themes his play Hamlet brings to the table, the idea of fighting for what you believe in, sharing your mind to open up your soul, to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to live and to die with purpose. These plays and the rhymes in them, these characters and their stories, they're not just funny little bedtime melodies to be told to your children so they can rest easily and soundly. Mostly because Shakespeare is a bit of a vulgar perv. More importantly, though, these stories and their characters, these rhymes and the plays they come from, are built upon fact, deeply human facts, so true and so real, that they transcend time and space, location and race, stubbornness and grace. These themes resonate with every being that reads Shakespeare's words because they are the very themes that make up the world around them. People who argue the relevance of the bard's words might as well argue the relevance of humanity as a whole. And if they were really serious about stopping him being taught in today's modern age, they would have to stop all the spin-offs of his work, all the literary words derived from his ideas, anything and everything that honors the name Shakespeare. The Lion King is just Hamlet retold. Much like how House of Cards, it's just a version of Macbeth in disguise. House MD can be seen as Richard III. Romeo and Juliet needs no second thought. Even Star Wars is based off the Bard's arguably most popular production, War in the Stars. Okay, regardless, Shakespeare surrounds us these days, in what we see and in how we feel. And people still question his relevance? Question how one person's work can be so important and influential? Question why the world needs to be taught about Shakespeare? To me, it's no question at all. In a perfect world, everyone would know who Shakespeare is. And fortunately for us, that world is the one we will always be living in. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you. No, please. I'm just glad you all liked it so much.
You're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking. Thank you. No, you guys were great. 4++? No, you're too generous. Encore? What? No, that's not how this... No, how would I even do that? I'm not doing the whole speech again. Okay, guys, no, you need to calm down. It wasn't that good. Please, guys. Honestly. Okay, this just feels like pity cheering now.